So right now I'm going to London to talk to a Thai resident who is in London, Kun Praiyada Urbani. Kun Praiyada, thank you very much for joining me. So can you tell me exactly what's the situation right now? How do you adjust your daily life? Are you having self-quarantine at home?
At the moment, the government advised us to have a less social contact. So what we're doing here, just, we stop going out to see some friends. But my concern, a little concern, is about the school, because the children still have to go to school. And I have two children one of the school has been closed since Monday because they have to confirm the COVID-19 cases. So my elder son is staying at home until Friday, and he will go to school to pick up his books, and I believe that from there he will have the online lesson until we have an Easter break. So my little one, the primary school, still have to go to school, but I prefer to keep her at home. So basically, and then my husband, he start working from home from beginning of February, because he also based in Milan, and he travel every other week. So basically, we are all home now. We try to limit to go out just to buy food quickly, and the kids sometimes have to just go in the back garden to have a run. Mm-hmm. But the situation in general, I think people start adjusting quite well, because after the government announcement on Monday that they try to encourage people to work from home, to have a it's called social distancing. Mm-hmm. So people won't go to the pub, to the restaurant. I noticed from the pub just behind the house, it's less people standing outside. I'm not sure about the restaurant, how it's gonna have the impact. Yes. So I'm not going to the restaurant anymore. Mm-hmm. The only place we go in the crowded or closed space is a supermarket. Try to get some food.
Yes. And what's the situation that you could see environment, every public activities, or the public support or public facility in London? Has it changed a lot? Has it been empty in the past few days?
Yes, especially the I would say public transport is already half empty from the beginning of the week. And even last week, when people start adjusting, because some company already took the measure before the government's announcement. And the museum, after Monday, most of them, the big one, like National History Museum, British Museum, Modern Tate Britain, they are announcing that they're closing either yesterday or today, until further notice.
Yes.
And I heard from my friend that some public building, which is like a lot of people going in, that you have to register your name and see where you're from, where you travel, are you a traveler, you're coming from which country. But that was a week ago.
Yes.
So now I'm sure everything is in place. They control and limit people going in and out in the public area.
Yeah. It must be quite concerning, because WHO has announced that epicenter of COVID-19 right now is in Europe as well. But it seems the strategy by Prime Minister Boris Johnson is not quite clear yet, as far as we know, because we follow the news from Thailand. But has it been updated? Has it been clearer? And do you concern with the policy by the government?
From the beginning, the first announcement, I believe it was last Saturday, everyone was so concerned because they were going to use it's called herd immunity, which we didn't believe that it would work because no one else used it, and also because we don't have the vaccine yet. I believe the herd immunity works when you have the vaccine, for example, for the flu jab. Mm-hmm. But I think the government realized that after 2 days, so Monday, he announced to start telling people to stay away from each other, because at the beginning he didn't give us a clear direction what to do, just encourage us to have a normal life So I think they realized that by Monday, and now we have update every day from the situation. So like yesterday, we have another update on the financial aids for the pub and restaurant. Because if you don't go to the restaurant, to the pub anymore, those are the business that gonna go bankrupt first. So I think every day they're coming up with a new solution. But I think eventually, but because they keep giving us the update on the figure. For example, like London is ahead of the whole UK in 1 or 2 weeks, and we're not far from Italian situation. So I think people start being worried, but they're not panicked yet. So at least we are in going to the pace that we try not to panic.
Yeah. Yes, hang in there. And you told me from the very beginning that your husband, who worked in Milan and has to travel there every week, so he must be quite very much affected. So how does he solve the situation? And can you just tell me what?
Announced to have a social distancing or quarantine yourself or isolate yourself. It will end up like Milan. And they say that the concern is the hospital treatment. We won't have enough. It's very similar situation in London or the whole UK. And the food supply also, because if people start being panicked, they could go out and buy too much. And that's what his colleagues in Milan warning us. We also have some friends who already lost, couple relative, and he stressed out to us that we have to be well prepared. But I think a lot of British, they still don't realize that. I hope, the government would prepare themselves better than this.
Yeah.
So we will see, we will be updated every approximately 4 p.m. After the conference, daily conference, what we're going to do. But in terms of social distancing, the school is still open, so I don't know what it means. It's very confusing in this, and a lot of parents are very, very concerned about the children. But it's not only children, because they don't, when they get it, it's very mild, but for their own family, relative, or very old grandparents, that is very concerning.